Today we'll be walking you through Zoho Payroll and how it can help you seamlessly manage multi-state payroll operations. As your business grows and expands across states, payroll becomes a lot more than just running salaries. It's about managing compliance, staying accurate, and ensuring everything connects smoothly between HR and finance. That's exactly what we'll cover today. So our session will cover these different sections. So the moving parts of payroll and why it's never as simple as it looks, right? And the challenges of siloed operations and compliance, especially when multiple states are involved. And we'll also look into how Zoho Payroll is built to simplify these challenges with integrations and the different supports that we provide, right? So before we dive into Zoho Payroll's features, let's take a moment to understand why payroll is more than just salary calculations, right? A payroll cycle has three phases: pre payroll, payroll, and post payroll. And each phase has several moving parts that must work together seamlessly. So pre-payroll, the foundation, right? So employee data, compliance checks, attendance, and policy updates are handled here. If anything goes wrong at this stage, policy accuracy is at risk. Now, in terms of the payroll, the core engine, right? This is where the actual salary calculations happen. So inputs like earnings, deductions, and timesheets are processed. Accuracy here is critical, and a small error can snowball quickly, right? Now, in terms of post payroll, basically what happens after. So payroll doesn't end with salary calculation. Statutory filings, salary credits, payslip distribution, and reconciliations happen here. So in fact, the simple salary credited message, right, which you receive on a payday. So that is a result of more than 20 coordinated actions across departments and systems, right? And this complexity brings us to an important truth, which is payroll operations can never be siloed. So payroll doesn't live in isolation, right? So it sits right at the intersection of HR and finance. When payroll is siloed, you don't just lose efficiency, you increase the compliance risks. To put this into perspective, here's a number that surprises most people, right? So in the last decade alone, there have been over 4,000 changes in tax regulations. That includes federal, state, and local combined, right? And these changes impact payroll directly or indirectly, whether it's tax filing, deduction rules, or reporting requirements. This is why payroll cannot be treated as a background task, right? It's a live, evolving function that demands constant attention. And this is exactly why we built Zoho Payroll. So now let's talk about Zoho Payroll itself. It's designed to simplify payroll for businesses of all sizes, especially those with multi-state operations. Now here is what it delivers, right? So first comes automation and accuracy. So Zoho Payroll automates salary transfers, tax payments, and filings. It handles multiple pay rates and benefits management as well, ensuring everything runs smoothly without errors. Second, compliance and multi-state support. So the platform is compliant by design and can seamlessly manage both single state and multi-state payrolls. It also facilitates collaboration between HR and finance teams, making compliance less stressful for you. Thirdly, employee experience, one of the most important sections, right? So Zoho Payroll provides an employee self-service portal, which is available as a mobile application as well, and features an intuitive interface. Payroll isn't just accurate and compliant, it's smooth, user-friendly for both employees as well as teams. With its expanded multi-state capabilities, Zoho Payroll makes managing complex operations across locations easier than ever. Right. Now, looking into the payroll and accounting part of it, right? So one of the key strengths of Zoho Payroll is its tight integration with Zoho Books. Payroll journal entries are automated and reconciliations happen seamlessly at month end. In short, your payroll and accounting speak the same language. Right? As well as when it comes to payroll and expense. So payroll also integrates with Zoho Expense. Approved reimbursements flow directly into the next pay run. It's a small connection, but a very powerful one as well. It reduces your manual work and ensures HR and finance never have to worry about any mismatches. So with that in mind, we'll walk you through the demo today. So within the demo, I'll walk you through the payroll admin perspective first, so as to how, as an admin, you'll be able to manage the system, and as an employee as well, how you can, log into the system, access your payslips, and view your other information as well. Okay, so let's get started with the payroll admin perspective. And within this perspective, I'll show you how the pre-payroll, main payroll, and the post-payroll function also works, right? So as an admin, once you log into the system, this is how the system would look like to you. You can understand which is the pay run that is to be processed. Along with that, you'll also have a summary of your liabilities, right? So your federal and state tax details. And you also have an employee summary. So you can understand how many active employees you have in the organization, along with how many hourly and salaried employees as well. So it shows you a bifurcation of those details. And you also have a payroll cost summary, which quickly shows you a glimpse of the payroll expenses for that month, right? And on the right hand side, we have a to-do task list. So if there are any pending tasks or any confirmations that requires your action to be taken on, those would be listed over here. On the left-hand panel that you see is where we have most of the important modules within the payroll application. So before we get into each of these modules in specific, I'll walk you through how you can do the pre-payroll setup or set up the system in general, right? So we have a getting started guide on the top right corner. So this getting started guide has a few steps that will guide you through the setting up process. So these are some of the one-time configurations that will need to be completed before you can start processing the payroll in the system, right? So you can start off with the organizational setup where you can update your organization details, your logo, and your other information. And when it comes to work locations, if you have multiple locations across multiple states, you can update those details accordingly over here. And these details would be automatically taken into consideration when, updating the tax information. So tax information is automatically pulled up based on the states that you have updated as your work location. So here you'll be able to view the federal tax information and state tax details, where you can update the rates as well accordingly, and your FEIN number as well. Now, when it comes to the main setup and configuration section, right? So you can set up your pay schedule over here. So we support different types of pay frequencies such as weekly, bi-weekly, semi-monthly, monthly, and quarterly payrolls. So accordingly, you can set up your pay frequency over here along with the pay date. So when do you pay the employees in the uh, pay frequency, so you can update that as well. And your first pay period, so first pay period basically is when you would be starting to use the Zoho Payroll application for your organization, right? So based on which, if you have any prior payroll information which you would like to upload in the system, that option also would be available to you, right? Now, when it comes to salary components, you have certain components that are already available in the system. So in terms of earnings and deductions, you can manage those components over here. So in terms of regular pay, these components are available. You can rename the components based on how you would like to have it be visible in the pay stubs, right? So accordingly, you can update them. You can also add your deductions, so garnishments, salary advances. You can add those as well, where you have an add component option. You have the options to add earnings and deductions over here. So variable and earnings in terms of taxable, non-taxable, you can add those earning components accordingly in the system. Now, when it comes to paid time off, you can define what is your, paid sick leave policy and vacation leave policy as well, where this is at an organizational level that you would be configuring, but you also have an option to configure at an employee level as well. So you can define what should be the number of hours for the employees at an employee level. But this is at an organizational level where you can specify the earning method, right? So if it is at the beginning of each year, at each paycheck, proportional to their hours worked. Right? So accordingly, you can update that, and you can also specify how many number of hours should be added, what should be the maximum balance, and if it has to be reset or when it has to be effective from. Right? So you can define your policy over here. Now, when it comes to payments, we do support payments through our systems, through the ACH. So you can update your organizational bank information over here for that direct deposit. Right now, once you've completed that, you have the benefit section available as well. So if you are providing any specific benefits to the employees, you can update those details over here as well, and you can associate the employees to the respective benefits, and you can update the employer contribution, and these would be calculated as well for the employees, and you can add additional benefits as well. So insurances or any other different benefit plans, you can choose from the list over here and create and associate it to the respective employees. So the last and final step in the pre-payroll setup would be to manage your employee information. And for that, we have the employees module, as you can see. So this is primarily where you'll be managing your employee details. So here you can individually add employees as well, but to make your process more easier, we have an import data option available as well, where you can bulk import the employee's information. So if you go into a particular employee, you have an overview section. So here you can view the basic personal and payment details, but most importantly, you can view the federal and the state tax details as well. Right. So based on the state that they are, based on the work location is from, you can see the details over here and update the information accordingly as well. Now, in terms of compensation, you can view the compensation information, and if there are any additional details such as any benefits or deductions, you can add that as well. And this is where you can update the paid time off details at an employee level. So both sick leave and vacation leave policies, you can modify it accordingly at an employee level over here. Now, when it comes to pay stubs and forms for all the parents that is already completed, right? You can access the pay stubs and the related forms, that is federal and state forms over here. So you can view and download them at any point of time as well. So once you have completed the employee update as well, so your pre-payroll setup is complete. So now we can move into the main section, which is the main payroll function, which is the pay run process. So here you can just process pay run, and the system will automatically calculate the gross to net calculations, including the deductions, the benefits, the tax calculations. So all of that will be taken care of over here. You can also view at a glance what would be the total payroll cost for that particular pay frequency, as well as the employee's net pay, along with the taxes and deduction details, right? So we have a tax summary tab that shows you the total different other taxes calculated by the system, the employer calculations as well. And you also have the benefits and deduction summary. So here you can view all of the different benefits that are included in that particular pay run, as well as any deductions as well. Now, moving back into the employee summary, if you click on an employee, you have an overview of the details over here. So a sample pay stub would appear. If you would like to update any paid time offs or any additional information, you'll be able to do that over here. And you can also bulk import the information as well. So we have an import option where you can bulk import the employee's hours or any additional earnings that needs to be included. And you can also export the required information. So once you're good to go with the payroll, you can just submit and approve. And here is where the integration with Zoho Books would reflect, right? So you'll have the option to post the journal entries. So if you have integrated with Zoho Books, it'll automatically reflect in Zoho Books as well if you have enabled this option over here when submitting and approving the payroll. So once you submit and approve, then the direct deposit process will take place, and the payroll, the salaries will get disbursed, right? So once that is completed, your pay run would generate, and your pay stubs also would be generated. We also have an option to create bonus payroll or off-cycle payrolls as well, which is separate from the regular pay runs, right? So if you have to provide any bonuses or any other variable inputs apart from the regular pay run, you can also process a bonus payroll or off-cycle pay run, and the related tax also would be calculated accordingly. So apart from the regular pay run, you have a 22% tax that would be calculated. So accordingly, the system also would be calculating the taxes for those bonus and off-cycle pay runs accordingly. So once the main payroll function is complete, we have the taxes and form section where you have the visibility of all the different pending and fund yet to complete or completed tax details or tax filings or payments. So here you'll be able to view those details. So state as well as federal tax details, you'll be able to view that. And you can also access the different forms related as well over here. You also have the document section. So in terms of documents, if you want to manage any organizational documents or employee specific documents, you'll be able to manage them over here as well. And finally, in terms of the post payroll section, right? So majorly when it comes to reporting. So here we have a couple of different reports that are available within the application. So you have the salary statement or the pay summary that shows you all of the different calculations for earnings, paid time offs, gross to net calculations, right? So all of that in detail over here. You can also, bifurcate it based on any specific time period and download these reports at any point of time. Additionally to this, we also have the benefit summary. So for all the benefits, you'll be able to view those details, and you can also drill down for each benefit as well. So for the respective benefit, you can view what are the employees that are associated to them, what is the total contribution information for those specific employees as well. Apart from this, you also have a tax summary available, so you can view all of the different tax details for each state and federal taxes as well, including the unemployment. Right, and you can also again further drill down into the particular tax information, and you can see all of the employees associated to that particular tax calculation, all the bifurcations in terms of employee-employer calculations as well. Right. We also have activity logs, so you'll be able to go through as to what are the different steps that will be completed, and you can access that information at any point of time as well. Now from here, I'll walk you through how it would look like as an employee. Just give me one moment. Meanwhile, we have a poll question as well. So you can, let us know what is the current, software that you're using so that we can understand your requirements a little more better. Right? So if you have any specific questions in mind, please post them in the Q&A tab. Okay, I'm sharing my screen again. I hope it is visible for you. Okay. So this is the employee experience. So in terms of an employee experience, the employees can access it through the web application as well, and also through the mobile application that we have. So once they log in as an employee, this is how the system would look like and the dashboard would look like. So you'll be able to view the current pay stub details, and you can also view the paid time off information as well, and the quick salary breakdown as well. Right. And moving into the profile section, so here the employees would be able to view their basic information, personal and payment information as well. And they also have the Form W-2 preference details, right? So when onboarding the employees, the admins or the HR would be able to update the W-2 information, and employees can verify those details and make those necessary changes when they are creating the account, right? The self-service portal account. So in the beginning, they'd be able to, modify the details or, correct or verify the information from their end. And once that is done, they'll be able to view the tax information and the respective withholding forms, federal and state forms available over here as well. Now, apart from that, they also have the compensation section. So here they'd be able to view the respective information regarding their compensation. So if there are any benefits, deductions included, they'd be able to view that, and the respective paid time off policies as well. Right? So those information also would be available to the employees over here. And in terms of pay stubs, they'd be able to access and view all of the different pay stubs over here for all the pay runs that have been completed. They can view and download these at any point of time. So it would include all of the earnings, the deductions, the benefits, all of that, along with the taxes, right? So they have detailed view of that, and they can download and view it at any point of time. So that's majorly on the employee experience of the application. I'll also walk you through in terms of how you can, set up multiple users and to manage the application and the integration that is available, right? So moving into the settings, we have something called users and roles. So here you would be familiar with, if with the applications that you're currently using and how you can add additional users into the system to help you manage the application alongside you. So you can invite them as users over here and assign the roles as well. So as to what level of access should be given to them, you can define that under the roles over here. And finally, we have the integration section where we have the integrations available with Zoho Books and Zoho Expense, like I mentioned. So you can enable the integration section over here with both the applications. So that was on the demo that I wanted to walk you through. Now, moving into the onboarding and support that we provide, right? The support model. So even the best payroll system is most effective when supported by a reliable team, right? So Zoho Payroll offers a comprehensive support model to keep your operations running smoothly. So we have our dedicated support team, which is available to resolve any queries or issues efficiently, ensuring uninterrupted payroll operations for you. We also have assistance that is provided for onboarding to help your team get up and running with the system accurately. And finally, we also have product training sessions that is to equip your HR and finance team to use Zoho Payroll confidently and maximize its capabilities. With this support model, managing payroll becomes seamless even for businesses with complex multi-state operations. So, to sum it up, payroll is complex, interconnected, and constantly evolving. With Zoho Payroll, we ensure that businesses stay compliant, efficient, and future ready without the stress of managing everything manually. So, from here, we'll get into the Q&A session. So, if you have any questions, please do post them in the Q&A tab, and between me and Bala, we will address your questions. Thank you.